I've been enjoying it. The hospitality, the people. It's always interesting going to a new country and experiencing a new culture. And the couple of days that I've been here has been really amazing. And I'm really happy to be here and really grateful for the award. It's a huge award and it means a lot to me. And I'm excited that I got to come and accept and meet people and just experience not only the festival but the culture of the land. I think for me, I just like to tell stories that make people think a little bit more, stories that heal something. And so when I think of like problems within my community, the Black community, or things that I want to see in the Black community, I normally try and make stories around that, or things from my upbringing are really important. And so the film that I have in the festival is called When Morning Comes, and it's about Jamaica and it's about immigration and migration. And so that's something super important to me as someone who's an immigrant, and my parents were also immigrants, and my grandparents were also immigrants. And so I wanted to just show that experience and show how cultures aren't so different. And for us to have empathy for people that move and have to leave their homeland is super important. And I think for us to speak better about refugees and immigrants. And so that's what this is about. And it's also about sacrifice, and to speak on sacrifice.
It's the best festival I've ever been a part of. The energy is electric. The people are warm and inviting, and curious. And I love that. It's a beautiful place here.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And the festival is like curating we've been to quite a few festivals, and the festival creates a very specific experience, and it pushes the boundaries. In a lot of festivals, we have very basic conversations, but already, even with the open forum that I was a part of, we got to expand and have real conversation about what's really going on in the world and within cinema. And I think that can't be overlooked. A lot of festivals are having very simple conversations, and having those conversations pushes all the filmmakers that are there, but everybody on stage also. So everyone is like gonna grow so much after each festival, and then it just makes better films for everyone. So it's gonna be good. I mean, I think the experience really is gonna be just people seeing Jamaica for the first time on screen, outside of stereotypes. And there's no violence and there's no drugs. It's really just this family story. And I think it'll be really interesting to see people's reaction, and like they're gonna see parts of, now that I've been here, they're gonna see parts of here in that story and realize how similar we really are.
Yeah, it's a beautiful love letter to the beautiful country of Jamaica, but it's also a beautiful love letter to Kelly's story and many stories that are similar to hers. And I feel that the people here will connect, like she said, to the island, to the community, to the culture, to the essence of what being proudful of your home.
I think the sacrifice of mothers and the sacrifice of parents, I think that's like a worldwide story. And so I think people will be able to watch it and be like, yeah, I want to send my child to another land too, but what does that mean? And so this is kind of that, it's very emotional. A lot of people are very emotional when they watch it. So I think people will just watch it and think about their own stories, their family stories, and it'll just give them more empathy, which is what we always want. I'm always inspired everywhere I go, so I've been inspired being here also. And I think just continuing telling stories that push the boundaries and push people's thought process. Like I always say, when you watch a movie, your guard comes down, so you get to watch it and like really understand it. One of the films that we're working on is actually a horror film, so that's kind of something we're stepping into, is doing horror. And also a way to like push the boundaries of people to think. So we're kind of excited into stepping into the horror genre.
Yeah, reimagining what it is. Horror is not just about spooky things. It's about real stories, real themes. It's about, like she said, sacrifice. The human mind can be very scary, and it's playing on those. It's very hard. You are the first person on the project and the last person on the project. So, but I get to collaborate with my best friend. So we get to have conversations casually and then make beautiful films together and see how far a mind can go. as being in production, you have to manage a lot of people and emotions, and you have to solve a problem before it happens. So it's hard work, but it pays off because you get to work with women like Kelly Fyffe-Marshall.
I think it's being courageous, right? I think it's so easy to tell like very simple stories that are just for fun, but how can we be courageous and push those boundaries? And that's something that like it's just been in me from when I was very young, and I've always thought about how we can push the boundaries. I'm that person anyway. I want to like always like, well, why is that like that? Why do we do this? I ask a lot of questions, and I want to learn a lot because I think that if we as people do that, we'll just make the world a better place. And so I think just being courageous and inquisitive, always ask questions, and just always learn things. Like even since I've been here, I've been like, okay, what's the history? What do people talk about? What's going on right now? And so that always changes your perspective of places and your perspective, and it will change how I make films moving forward. I think you just have to take it one day at a time. I think it's important to just like be free and be inspired always. I'm try to be as quiet as possible and learn more than I speak. And it's the film industry is very difficult. It's very difficult for a woman, and it's especially difficult for a Black woman. And so, especially in the West, and trying to navigate that is very difficult. But you just have to be true to yourself and remember that you were given these talents for a reason. I mean, it's very difficult to exist in this space as a woman and as a woman of color, and a woman of darker skin. But I believe that through the internet, we're seeing more people and more representation, and that's what matters. And I try to be that. I think when you see other people can do it, then you feel that you can also do it. And so for me, it's like looking to other Black women who are also filmmakers and are also pushing the boundaries and being like, I want to follow that and be similar to that. And so that's what I try to be. And I think that's kind of the most important thing. It's a very difficult space to be in because especially in North America, it is a white man's field. And so you really have to go against your gender and the boundaries are your gender and your race. And then you want to tell stories that you want to tell. You don't necessarily want to tell stories that they want. And so it is very difficult, but I think as time is going on and we're seeing more representation, it's becoming easier. That's what I hope. And I hope for the future that it will continue to become easier by seeing more and more people. And so awards like this, like helping me be more visible to a lot more people, allows there's little girls out there who are watching who are saying, okay, she can do it and then she can be in India. How can I then still follow my dreams and know that there's a space for me, especially outside of the European gaze? I'll let the money person talk. Yes.
Filming in Canada is very hard. Our funding comes from the government. So it is based on selections, and there's not many people who are selected to receive money.
I would say it's a grant system.
It's a grant system. Yeah. Okay. It's a grant system.
And so there is the pluses and minuses of it.
Right.
A plus being you don't have to pay it back.
Oh, okay.
The minus is that
it's a selection.
It's a selection, and it's also a smaller grant, which we are grateful. When Morning Comes was made from a grant system called Telefilm, and they have supported us and helped us for many of our projects. It's great because we were first-time filmmakers, and we got to receive that money to make what eventually came When Morning Comes and brought us here. It is hard because you are constricted to a lower amount than what your production may need. And it's hard because, again, there's not many people who receive this grant. So not everyone can have the experience of making their first film with budgets. So it's positives and there's negatives, but all in all, we have been impacted positively, again, because it has brought us and Kelly Fyffe-Marshall to receive such a prestigious award, but to also show our film that we would have never thought would have made its way to this beautiful, to all of this, all over the world. We have the pleasure, again, of being here to showcase a film that we thought would just be in Canada, maybe show in Jamaica. It's beautiful. So yeah.
And I will add to that, like, I think the government funding is super important. A lot of our productions in Canada are American productions. We do a lot of US productions. So a lot of the time, if you're watching US TV shows, we actually film them in Canada and then pretend that we filmed them in New York or or Philly. Or a film that I just did, it's for the OWN network it's a Christmas movie, and we shot it in Canada, but it's supposed to be in Philadelphia. And so we get to, like, a lot of the work that the paid studio work that we get and TV work is US based. And so we do get to play with a lot of budgets in those films. But unfortunately, the Canadian industry, because it's a grant system, is just a smaller group of people. But we're very blessed that they took a chance on us based on our short films that we did. And then we've been able to kind of grow with them and hope to continue doing more.
Yeah. They supported us.
I was working on set as a PA and AD. She was working in the office. And so we kind of grew up together on set. And then when I wrote Haven, I sent it to her. And I was like, what do you think? And she said, let's do it.
I read it when I was at work. I hid in a corner and I called her. And I'm just like, hey, we're doing this. It was.
We didn't have any money. We had like $100 for food to feed people. And we reached out to the people that we really wanted to be a part of the film, and we like told them about what it was about, and we begged them, and everybody said yes. And then we reached out to crew. We reached out to a university that we had friends at and said, hey, can we borrow equipment? And we did it in her apartment.
Yes.
And it was 3 minutes long. It went to South by Southwest, and we were like, okay, we could do this. And then we just continued to make films any way we could, finding the scraps of money wherever we could. And then we've been really lucky with festivals and very blessed to make films that have gotten to a lot of festivals. And so we've been in TIFF, we've been in South by Southwest,
Sundance,
and we've been in Sundance. I was the first person to have a short film, a feature film, and a TV series in TIFF. And so we've been able to be hometown
heroes.
Yeah, hometown. I would say, like, we've been able to be festival darlings, which has been really cool. And then to add this festival has been amazing. I already did research, and I was like, where do I need to see? What do I need to see? One of the things that I was really interested in seeing was elephants. I was able to see elephants this morning, so I'm very, very happy. I want to learn more about the history and the culture, and so that's something that we plan on doing, going to museums, temples, and kind of exploring the area in that way. And then I think, like, shopping. We did a lot of shopping.
So
I already have my bangles.
We have our bangles.
And so that was also, like, just seeing what the culture is here and seeing, like, how women dress, how women are perceived. It's a very matriarchal society, and it's beautiful to see how respected women are. It's not the same everywhere.
Right.
So that's something that when I got here, and I'm someone who, like, is always looking and watching, and I got to see that, and I was like, we called our friend and we were like, they love women here. They respect women here, and that's very rare. And very hard. And then also, I think, just thinking about skin color, it's as a Black woman traveling, you're always very scared about how you're going to be perceived and how racism will follow you around
or show up,
and so that's always something that's super scary. And so just being here, we haven't received any of that, and that's very rare to come somewhere, and obviously, like, to have dark skin and people to not stare at you, and we've been getting looks of admiration, and that's really cool.
I think they're staring and scared. You are looking so pretty, so they're looking what?
Thank you.
That's what I told her. I said they love us because we're beautiful.
And so that's something that's very rare, right? We travel quite often, and you never really know if you're safe. And this has just felt very, very safe. And it's something that we'll bring with us and remember for a while.
Yeah.
And we'll be telling everyone, like, this is where you need to come.
We have been
We're
telling
going to be
everyone.
the new travel advisors.
Yeah, if you need promotion, we're here because this
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Like we keep saying beautiful, 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 but that is the word that has, I feel like, has followed us. It's been the people, it's been the food, it's been the culture, it's been the festival, the energy. We've tried grape and pineapple tea, and just having the energy around that. We have tried sweets. It's a thing where this culture is so expansive, and there's certain things, and we said, like, in every place there's always you said there's always, I think, plantain of some sort, or you said something about a food, and it felt like home. Like when we came off the plane, it smelled like Jamaica. Oh. And then when we got into the festival, it felt like Jamaica. Oh. So it felt like home. Oh. And that's what I feel this festival has been for us. It's a way that we found home in a different place. Mm. And that's always a plus.
I really had a great time speaking with you, and you had really great questions. I'm super excited to see this video, and I'm having an amazing time here, and really enjoy the festival, and I'm excited to immerse myself more into the festival. Thank you for watching. Thank you for this interview and the questions. I'm really grateful.
Thank you for the great interview. Thank you for watching. We are enjoying our time here. The festival has really inspired us as filmmakers, as women, and as film lovers. And we hope to enjoy more of what this beautiful place, Kerala, has to offer.